I am good.
Nice to meet
Thanks
you.
for coming.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
All right. So are you pursuing theatrical or commercial acting?
Both.
Both?
I like acting in both. I mean, the commercials, they're interesting as well, and films. I would prefer films,
Prefer films.
but the commercials are good as beginning as well.
Awesome. If we do end up representing you, what do you hope we'll be able to do for you as far as your career goes? What would you like us to be able to do for you?
Well, I hope that you can send me to some auditions and book me some roles. So auditioning would be the main priority for me.
Just as many auditions as you can.
Yeah, as many auditions as I can.
Okay, awesome.
I see that you speak 4 languages fluently.
Yes.
Do you have any other language knowledge aside from the 4?
No. Just those 4?
Just those 4?
Yeah.
Just 4. So you're originally from Greece, and you said that you moved here when you were 18 by yourself, which is huge. What made you want to come to America?
I always admired this country, and I just wanted to travel. So when I came here, I decided that I want to go and study, actually. So that's when I stayed here.
How long have you been here now?
4 years.
4 years. Awesome. I noticed that you also have a little bit of an accent.
Yes.
Which, auditioning for roles, that might be something that auditioners look at and think, well, are we going to be able to cast her in certain roles where they have to be able to speak English, to play an American character or play an English character or something like that? Is your accent something that you've been attempting to work on?
Yeah, I'm actually working on getting rid of my accents. But I could represent other language speaking actor as well.
Because you have your look is very versatile, which is awesome. So that's something that we would also like to be able to match that, because you can play multiple roles just by what you look like. So that would be something great. I'm glad to hear that you're working on that and you're aware of that. That's great. And obviously, I think with you being able to move to America by yourself at such a young age, you're pretty adaptable, very flexible. But also, we also garner a lot of work for our employees. You can be going to up to 5, 6, 7 auditions, within a day. Are you able to work well under pressure? How would you handle that kind of circumstance?
Yeah. As more auditions, more chances to get a role. That's the way I see it. So the more is better for me.
Okay. Awesome. All right. And you have reliable transportation if we send you to different places?
Yeah, I have a car.
You have a car. That's great. That's awesome. All right.
I see that you have outside experience besides film and that kind of creativity as in the restaurant. How does that work apply to your acting?
Well, I was being a waitress for a couple months, and interaction with different people, and sometimes you have to act because you're tired after a 12-hour shift, and you have to show your best self and be fresh and nice, and even if people are rude to you, you still have to represent the restaurant you're working in the best way you can.
How about with the travel agency? How does that apply?
Yeah, that applied to my communication skills, and that was actually in Greece, and that helped me learn English better. Yeah, and communication with different cultures as well helped me see diverse nations.
Thank you.
How would you, if you were cast in a film where you had to work with pretty difficult people who, you know, just made it difficult for you to be able to do your job, how would you be able to handle that circumstance?
Well, I will try to show my best self, and even if I don't like them or they're rude to me, I would still act it up and be nice. Because that's my job, that's my priority, and I have to do what I have to do.
Awesome. Perfect.
Did we want to cold read a scene?
Can I have a sip of that? I'd like to know what a $5 milkshake tastes like.
Be my guest. You can use my straw. I don't have cooties.
Yeah, but maybe I do.
Cooties I can handle.
God damn, that is a pretty fucking good milkshake.
Told ya.
I don't know if it's worth $5 now. It's pretty fucking good.
Don't you hate that?
What?
Uncomfortable silences. Why do we feel it's necessary to yark about bullshits in order to feel comfortable?
I don't know.
That's when you know you found someone special. When you can just shut the fuck up for a minute and comfortably share silence.
I don't think we're there yet.
So you're interested in doing voiceover work here?
Yes.
Why specifically do you want to work for Funimation?
Well, like I know it's one of the main popular dubbing voiceover companies that I know of that's around here at least. And I remember like growing up over the years watching various animations and some of them being from Funimation with the dubbing.
We're located, our headquarters is located in Texas, so in the future, if you end up getting hired full-time, would you be willing to relocate to Texas?
If it comes down to that, then yes, I'd be willing to do that.
So you mentioned that you grew up watching Funimation shows. What particularly is your favorite show?
As of now, it's Space Dandy. Like I remember when it first came out, I remember it being like the first animation that was dubbed first before the Japanese version of it came out, and I've been like just watching it all in dubbed, and Ian Sinclair was really good with that role, and he's definitely one of my favorite voice actors.
Awesome.
Not Troy Baker.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Alright. What do you hope to achieve by working with us?
I hope to bring more unique roles that aren't quite around just yet, and help like when the kids are watching their animations, like they might look back on it in the day and be like, oh, that person was a character that I really love. That is so cool, and then they get interested in all the other characters and not think of it as the same way with them, thinking it's their original character.
We might ask you to voice characters of different nationalities, so we want to know if you can do accents, and if so, can you speak any other languages other than English?
I know a bit of Japanese, but not good enough to where it's like very professional. But I can do a couple of British accents, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Is that something that you would wanna work on? Is the potentiality of us giving you roles where you might have to play, you know, some with the Japanese accents, some with the...
If the characters require those sort of accents and I get the roles, then I would be willing to learn them.
Perfect. I also see that you've done a lot of singing, which is great
Yes.
for voice acting as well. Is that something that you would also want, you know, to incorporate in your characters? Would you like to have, you know, characters that sing? Or?
Oh, definitely. It would be really fun to have singing roles for animations. It's not often that you really get to see that. Like, for example, like with Space Dandy, like there's only one episode where they had it dedicated strictly to a musical thing, and there were some certain roles where they had to sing, and I remember seeing like the information from Ian Sinclair that he actually had to practice a lot. Like I think it was that he wasn't really a good of a singer, and he actually had to practice and get it down, especially for being the lead role.
Yeah.
So it'd be really fun to do something like that.
What experience do you have singing?
Pretty much as long as I can remember. Ever since elementary school, I've been in choirs and going all the way up into madrigals with high school, with Keith Hancock, a great guy. And basically, since then, I haven't had much of the time with classes and all, but I would love to get back into it.
Keith Hancock just won a Grammy.
Yeah,
so
that's wonderful.
That's awesome that you're
I'm very happy for him.
Yeah.
He totally deserves it.
Yeah, that's great. So you've also mentioned that you want to do voices and characters that haven't really been done before. And
Yes.
The thing about Funimation is that we're constantly, thinking of new things, and I feel like we've had a very different variety of shows since our inception and whatnot. Would you be willing to kind of collaborate, give different ideas on characters? Do you have ideas for different characters if we're ever looking to make a new show?
I don't know about with creating with something new. Normally it's easier for me to have a reference on characters that I might at least know in the past, to actually have a better idea on how they can potentially sound if there's a new voice that needs to be given for them.
Yeah. Since we also translate anime into English dubs, is there any characters from any anime that hasn't been translated into English yet that you would like to do?
For basically anything really.
Yeah, that hasn't been translated.
Let's see. Let me think of a good one. There's a lot. Okay. I'm not sure if it's official, if there's an actual dub yet for it or not, but I know there's a new one called Little Witch Academia. It was really popular a few years back, where it was a little 20-minute thing, and then people funded for it to have a 40-minute episode, and now it has a running TV animation for 25 episodes, which is really cool to see how far it's come these past few years. So if it ends up getting a dub, it would be really cool to have one for that.
Cool.
Excellent. Would you ever be willing to do dubs for characters of different genders? Do you have the flexibility to be able to do something like that? Have you ever thought about it?
Yeah, since mostly we have woman voice, child voice. Yeah. Would you?
I've never really done much of that before, but I would like to give it a shot and gain some experience in that field.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It would show you'd have a lot of range.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I don't have any further questions. Do you?
I don't think I have that.
Perfect. So I have a voiceover script for you. Feel free to look it over for as long as you need to. We have a couple of different paragraphs on here, and we'd like to see you do each in a different character voice.
So do every single one?
The one at the top and the one at the bottom, they're cut off, so you don't have to worry about those.
Okay.
But go ahead and look it over and do as many as you can.
Okay.
In different voices.
"Oh, yes, I will try," said Snow White. So they let her stay, and she was a very clever little thing. She managed very well and kept the house quite clean and in order. And while they were gone to the mountains to find gold, she got their supper ready, and they were very happy together. But every morning when they left her, the kind little dwarfs warned Snow White to be careful. While the maiden was alone, they knew she was in danger, and told her not to show herself, for her stepmother would soon find out where she was, and said, "Whatever you do, let nobody into the house while we are gone." After the wicked queen had proved that, as she thought, that Snow White was dead, she was quite satisfied that there was no one in the world now likely to become so beautiful as herself. So she stepped up to the mirror and asked, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the most beautiful of all?" To her vexation the mirror replied, "Fair queen, at home there is none like thee, but over the mountains is Snow White free, with 7 little dwarfs who are strange to see. 1,000 times fairer than thou is she."
Excellent. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.